Good morning, everybody. Welcome to San Antonio Living. Happy Friday. I'm Shelly Miles. We are kicking things off this morning with our friend Chef Heather. And it is all about building a delicious marinara sauce from scratch. Hi, Chef. Good morning. How are you?
What's up, Shelly Miles? How are you?
I'm doing good. It looks so beautiful out there this morning. Remind everybody where you are, by the way.
I am at the Estancia del Norte. I'm the executive chef out here now, and so I get to hang out here and with you guys every Friday.
I love it. I have not had a chance to stop by there, so that is on my list of things to do, to come see you. I love this idea.
Please do, right?
I will. I love the marinara sauce idea because it's hard to do. Like, you would think it's an easy gig, but it's really not.
It's really pretty easy, and the reason we decided to do marinara sauce today was a neighbor stopped me and said, hey, I can't eat canned tomatoes anymore, so I figured we'd get him a recipe this way.
Oh, okay. So we're not using canned tomatoes. We are using actual, real-life, raw tomatoes?
Fresh tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a great growing season this year, so I figured we'd do a raw tomatoes. We'd start that way. First of all, I'm going to start, just because we've got a little bit of time constraint, I'm going to start with sauteing some onions in a pot with olive oil. And I'm going to throw in red pepper here, because you know I'm a big fan, and that'll give us a whole lot of seasoning. So we'll get that going, and we'll talk tomatoes, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
What you want to do, if you don't have fresh tomatoes, you want to use cans, I recommend you use something that has this label on it. It says DOP. That means these tomatoes have been regulated by the Italian government, so it means it's a really great product. They regulate the quality of product and whatnot. So your quality assurance is already in there.
Okay.
And then to peel a tomato, and forgive me, I may say tomato, potato, I get mixed up all the time. But what you want to do is just blanch them in hot water. So put them in some boiling water for maybe a minute or so, and then you score them ahead of time, and then you'll just peel them back this way. It's super simple, helps out a lot. This is a beefsteak tomato. We won't be using that today. We'll be using these little plum tomatoes. So I've already peeled these, and then you want to come in and kind of chop them up a little bit and take some of the seeds out of them. You're not going to get every seed out. Don't stress it, but get some of them out. And then what you want to do is puree those. Again, if you don't want to puree it and you like a little thicker tomato sauce, don't puree it, just let them cook down. It's not a big deal.
So when you say blanch the tomatoes in hot water, how long are they supposed to stay in there to make them peelable?
For about a minute, and so you'll throw them in the hot water for about a minute, pull them out. You'll see them start to kind of pull off, the skin kind of pull away from them, and then you want to throw them in some cold water to shock them, and then the skin will come right off real easy.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to saute all this up. Go back to our pot. We've got, again, we're going to add some garlic to that and get that all caramelized and good, and then we'll come back and add tomatoes to that.
Okay, all right. This is looking good. We've got a great base going on our marinara sauce.
Right.
You keep cooking, and we'll come back and check in with you in just a bit. Thanks, Chef.
Sounds great.
Welcome back to San Antonio Living. We're checking back in with Chef Heather this morning. We're building up this delicious marinara sauce. How's it coming over there?
It's going well. So what we did was, once the onions were cooked down a little bit, caramelized just a tad, we added some brown sugar. Typically, a lot of people will add regular sugar, some balsamic, something to sweeten things up. I like to use brown sugar. It kind of gives you a better depth of color. Typically, this sauce would cook down for about 30 minutes and just kind of let it simmer and stir it occasionally until you get, one, the consistency you want, and two, kind of the color you want. This is a great base sauce, Shelly. It's great to freeze or can, whatever your method of preserving is, I guess. But it's great to just, anytime a recipe calls for a tomato sauce, just to use this instead of going to a can. Especially if you're using up some old, tomatoes you have that a lot of people have tons of tomatoes right now. So what I decided to do, I mean, obviously you can use this on pasta, but it's hot and it's summertime, so we're eating a lot of vegetables at my house. So I'm just going to saute up some zucchini noodles with some, if they'll cooperate with me and get it in the pan. I'm gonna saute some of these up in a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, and we'll toss that and use our tomato sauce to top it off.
That looks so, so good. And you talk about fresh and healthy. All we did basically was pull things from the garden and turn it into this delicious meal.
Exactly right, yeah. And you know, I'm a freak about zucchini, so anytime I can use it, I typically do, but my burner's not working.
Of course not.
Right, of course, you know. So ideally, once this was cooked up, we would transfer it over to a bowl. Like you said, it's all super fresh and healthy, good for you, as my mom used to say. And then we'll top it with some of our sauce. And we always got to have some cheese. To season the sauce, I kind of didn't talk about it a whole lot, and I think it's important to mention you could use whatever kind of flavoring you like. A lot of people like to use fennel and stuff in there, and dried herbs in their sauce. I kind of left this recipe super simple so that you could experiment with it. I do have some fresh basil in here and some dried oregano, but aside from that, it's pretty simple sauce.
That looks so good.
Typically it would be cooked down. Typically it'd be cooked down a little bit more, but you know, for TV purposes.
It looks amazing.
And that's it.
Yeah, it is easy to do. And of course, we have got Chef Heather's recipe on our website. You can print it up and try it out tonight. That marinara sauce looks good hot, but man, that also looks good cold even. Yummy, yummy. Go to saliving.com for more information, and be sure you're following us on social media at I Love SA Living.